Hello, hello, flashbangers. How are you doing? How are you doing? We are about to have another great show with another great guest. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for popping in, Tim. Thanks for popping in. Thank you. Here we go. Hello, hello. How are you doing? How are you doing?
What's good? How you doing?
I am good. I'm good. I love your hair. I
Oh,
always love
thank you.
it. Go ahead. I see you, ponytail. I see you.
You feel me? I'm good for a top knot.
Yes, awesome, awesome. No, I saw you when you were directing Queen Sugar. I like the ponytail and back. It shows the tension of focus. Yes, yes, yes. Well, Cierra, say your last name for me.
It depend on who I am in the moment. So there's a difference between Shooter and Cierra, right? Shooter goes to set, Cierra goes home. Now, if you just hanging around me and my family, we're gonna say Glaude, okay? But
Oh,
on just as my stage name, I go Glaude. So
okay,
when it's all together now, Cierra Shooter Glaude, that's
oh,
how I go.
okay. Now, Sierra Shooter Glaude. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I
Beyonce, Duvernay, Glaude.
I
You
love
feel me?
it. I'm thinking now. You know what? I don't know if I could add an A to still at some point, but I might have to look at that. No, but like I did notice that too, because short version before I tell the people about the greatness of you. I did a paper on why black and brown female or women power players in the industry matter, and Ava was in there. Um, if I redid the paper, Aurora Guerrero was in there. She got a chance to read the paper. I was
Yeah.
very happy about that.
Yeah, Aurora's dope.
Oh yes, yes. Just just what I love about directing is like the symbolism that enters into it. I remember there on Queen Sugar there was something that was like a I'm gonna borrow Mr. Brown word, a helicopter in the air, and then it was a also revisited with the fans in the auntie's ceiling kitchen. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it's exciting. And then I remember her particular episode showing the boys through dance and how they grew up. So it's exciting how things get shaped. But
Yeah,
Miss Glaude,
for sure.
the Shy, Queen Sugar, Raising Kanan, BMF, give me a second, Riverdale. I remember in the you
You
know
got him.
I think it's a black thing to remember the character's name A and then not the thing, or like one line of the song and then not the.
Yeah.
I don't. I love Rudolph. That is not the name of the song, sir. But the BMF. It's the list is going on and continuing in such a beautiful way. But I know who you
Thank
are.
you.
Feel free to
Yeah.
feel free to tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Again, it just depends on which person you want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
Mm-hmm.
just at large, um, I think I'm just a good old country girl that just, grew up kind of bossing people around a little bit. I'm the oldest sibling. I was the, SGA president. And then when I started doing film, I kind of fell over into the director side. Cause,
Mm-hmm.
to do that, it requires like a little bit of people wrangling and stuff like that. So like, I'm pretty much a people person. I
Mm-hmm.
love the human condition and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So I think you have to be a director, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just me. I'm just a daughter, a sister, a friend, a hustler trying to just out here, a dream chaser, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to get it, stuff like that. So I mean that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Okay, okay. Well, nutshell roll on. Nutshell roll on.
Yeah.
feel you, Miss Glade. I feel you. Um, like I love how you described being a director as a people wrangler. And I was listening to your interview through Oprah, and congratulations on eating dinner at her house. I read that somewhere too. I'm
It
like,
was delicious.
oh my God, I
Yeah.
super would be. That essence. Oh my gosh, that's part of my list goals too. At Sunday brunch,
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it's. I remember you said that you take time to make sure that you're learning everybody's name so you can know them, kind of get into their personal human condition, and you feel that definitely made you a better director. And I've definitely heard that sentiment, also echoed by Ava DuVernay too. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Well, I
really.
got that from her. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that,
Mhm,
she always told me. She was like, know the people, and know what you're supposed to know on the other end of it. But
mhm,
just be kind and do the work. And so, it also comes easier for me, especially having been a PA and having
mhm,
taken care of everybody already from when I was taking care of first team the first couple years on Queen Sugar. It's like you also get to learn what everybody else does on set and then ways that you can help out. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
And that
mhm.
goes a long way because the more you help others on set, the more they're gonna help you or be willing to help you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just like a first couple weeks of directing. Actually, first I was episodes in, and I had to practice sitting in my chair instead of like hopping up and just like making my rounds and checking on everybody because I needed to be close to set if they had a question or needed some direction. Like I'm supposed to be the one to answer. You know what I'm saying? But at first, I used to like run around and just get back to my old ways. But still, like at the same
Mhm.
time, it helps to just know the climate of what's going on your set. So like I can just go over there in the corner and shoot the shit with somebody in special effects about like boats or fishing and some shit. And
Mhm.
now, they're willing to do anything for me just because we talked about,
Yeah.
X, Y, Z. So, but it's also fun. That's like you get to meet so many people and stuff like that. So it's not a hassle to do.
Mm. Mm. Spoken like a true servant leader, and honestly, with Ava DuVernay, Claude, I'm so sorry, I was about to say it wrong. Glaude, there we go. I love that. I love what you just said with that. That as a director who's basically running a small country for real. Um,
Right.
that each of the people in there, and it's a beautiful thing. And the greatest of all these things is love, you
Yeah.
know and I definitely see that in how you're doing that, and that's absolutely true. Like it's servant leader. You are a
Yeah.
leader, you are moving people, you're wrangling the people, but you keep in mind that the first thing you're doing is service. And I like, what, and it's interesting you said I had to practice sitting in my chair, because it reminds me of the sword of Damocles too. Like that's like the most, in some ways, the most precarious position, because like it's on you. But I think that you pointed out
It's
something.
definitely a balance for sure.
Yes, I think you pointed out something to like up and coming directors, or directors in general, that position, the sword gets, that rope on that sword gets a little tighter, a little more steady when you have that team under you who's willing to like support you because you supported them on
Yeah.
something they really
Because
care.
I know what it's like to be that. I know what it's like to be on the other end of that. So,
Mm,
just going back to it's not a hassle. It's like I wouldn't want nobody to treat me no kind
yeah,
of way, and I don't treat
yeah.
people how I wouldn't expect them to do me back. So I think once you just keep all those things in mind, and that's why it's like I always say, I'm glad I came up the way I did because I learned how this shit worked from the bottom up. You know what I'm saying? Now I get to dabble around at the top and see what's going on up there, but I have all of this other like iceberg of experience and
Mm,
knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm,
like I use that to my advantage. Like I think I'm a better director because I took care of actors. And even before that, I took an acting class when I was in college, so I could understand the plight of my actor. And
mm,
then I took care of actors, and I know what they go through in between takes, and just how some of them work. Some of them want to get it out first if they got to do something emotional. Some of them want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to do it last so they can build up to it. And you just have to like know those things and communicate with people and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, being a PA is how you really learn everything from, like I
mhm.
said, the bottom up.
I like that. I like that, and definitely respect that too. What definitely with learning. Oh, by the way, we try to acknowledge our community members. We have the Tony Bryce joined and said, "Shooter,
What
heart."
up, gang?
Yes.
Look, I'm looking at some of these things now. Oh, okay, look, okay, friends. What's up, friends?
Yes, yes, the best, the best. We have, let me see, a lot of folk joined. If I
It's
didn't,
so funny, Tony. I saw your face today actually because I was watching my P Ballot episode. I be running my own residuals up. I be watching my own episodes in the house.
I feel that though. Go ahead, that's good.
You know.
Yes, yes. Also, we have somebody in here, Timothy. Nolan also mentioned some shows that you directed 20s. And then
What's up, Timothy?
also, yes, yes. No, Timothy's the best. Then also, I think Timothy was mentioning like directors that are, also servant leaders with D. Main Davis, I think is another one. I think that's what
Mm-hmm.
Timothy was saying. Timothy was saying.
Yeah, no, I love Domain.
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome.
she's done a lot of good stuff. She's just dope in general.
That is, what it's somebody smart, Anna Maria Camacho, like shouting out West Coast mom. That like don't be the smartest person in the room, and I think that that goes to having people both wiser than you and definitely your equals, and it's exciting that you definitely got that chance with all these different directors on the Queen Sugar set. Um, going back to the beginning. What do you feel was your first exposure to the arts?
um, if I really had to say, when it comes to like filmmaking and stuff like that, it was probably this video journalism class I did my junior year of high school. And
Mm-hmm.
then my senior year, when I was the SJ president, I was responsible for like the video and for the announcements every day, twice a day, and the pep rally. And my video journalism teacher from the year before was like, "Hey, why don't we do video announcements?" Because we had a CCTV situation throughout the school. I went to a Catholic school in Alabama. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
so now, fast forward, low key, that program is like all built out. Like you walk in there, it looks like a newsroom. But anyway, that's how it started. Is like taking that class, and it was during a hard year because I took that class second semester. First semester, my older brother died in a motorcycle accident, and so
Mm-hmm.
like it was the only thing that just kind of like got my attention that year. And then the next year, I was able to like apply it, and then people were like, "Yo, like, what are you going to school for? You should go for film or whatever." And I was like, that don't exist. Like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
And I winded up actually checking it out once I got up to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took my first couple of film classes with a lady named Dr. Rachel Ramus, and she was like, "Hey, you're good at this." And I was like, "People get paid to do this?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I
Mm-hmm.
said, "All right, then I'll give it a shot." And so I started making films with my peers across campus. I used
Mm-hmm.
to shoot for the Black Greeks on campus.
Oh.
And so that's how I got the name Shooter. Some kid saw me in the dining hall. He said, "Hey, you the shooter, aren't you?" I said, "I guess I am." And so
Mm-hmm. Oops. Oh, the. Mm-hmm.
and that's how Shooter was born. And I just kept making stuff, over the next couple of years and studying and taking the acting class and all this other stuff. And then I wound up dropping out my fifth year senior year because a couple months before I met Ava, right before she did Selma. And
Mm-hmm.
she came to this student-run film festival that we started as a part of this program on campus. And
Mm-hmm.
me and her hit it off. I was like, "Hey, I'm finna work on your movie, so what I gotta do?" And she was like, "Okay." And then fast forward a couple weeks, or she told me like, "Send me your stuff." And fast forward a couple weeks, I was on the set of Selma, working as a PA.
Mm-hmm.
And from connects on that, I just started doing other things and stuff. So like
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of how it got started, from like when I first got into it until kind of going through it in college, and then what I call graduating, even though, technically I dropped out. But I always tell Ava, I left
Mm-hmm.
Alabama and went to Ava DuVernay Film School. So like going
Yeah.
back to what you said earlier about getting to, watch other people like Domain,
Mm-hmm.
like Aurora, like Kat Candler and Julie Dash, Nima Barnett, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
literal legends in the game. I was like, these are all my professors, you know what I'm saying? So like, and I had the best ones. I had like 20 different female professors. So
Mm-hmm.
I was at Queen Sugar, probably more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's only what, like 46 or something of us, and I was there for at least 2 seasons, but got to work in other capacities with the other ones. Hi
Mm-hmm.
sister. My sister's in here.
Oh, excellent. I love it. Show up, family, show up. Yeah.
And my auntie. Hey, TT. It's not the same auntie that was calling me. Listen, I'm popular amongst my aunties now.
That's always, that is always,
Auntie's baby.
yes, yes. I try to be a good auntie myself. I'm now a great
Yes.
auntie. Yes,
Yes.
yes. I have two. Well, no, I'm trying to think. It's two. I didn't get to meet the other little. Well, definitely, I didn't get to meet two of them. But you know, you don't have to. I
Hmm.
said I see them on the screen on the screen.
Right, right.
But we're all due to gather around my 40th birthday party, which should
Okay.
be this summer. Yes, yes, I'm very excited about it. It's supposed to be a day part and an evening part, which is, more for the grown folk, more for the grown
Right.
folk.
I feel
But
that.
yes, yes, it's going to be very, very exciting, and I'm just organizing stuff.
Yeah,
It's
make that a nice little summer blowout.
Yes, basically. Now we're trying to find a place, but I'm originally from Philly, and I'm hoping that maybe we can actually end up doing this in the art museum. How hot would that be?
That'd be dope.
Yes, yes.
That'd be
Me
dope.
just
That's sophisticated right there.
that that
That's sophisticated.
I appreciate that. It's also going to be like
Yeah.
I'm writing a vampire book. Do you like vampires? Like vampires any chance?
I could get into it. I'll check it out.
Okay, okay. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. So we're bringing a scene to life. I think you might know a little something about that. Yes, yes,
Man, absolutely.
yes. And you know what? You keep saying that you were give me a second, SGA president. Yes.
Hmm.
Tell people what that is. I want you to tell the people.
Oh, that is Student Government Association. That just means I have been bossy since I was an adolescent. I've been bossy since I became a big sister. You know what I'm saying? So it
Yes.
just kind of was, it just goes to show the progression. You know what I'm saying? And I have great delegation skills, because I didn't do shit my senior year, but everybody else made it happen. You know, and that's what it's all about. I think that way on set sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I don't really be doing nothing but just telling everybody else what to do. Well, hey, it worked. You know, so.
Yes, and kudos to the big sisterhood. You know what? I don't know. I'm an older sister, but I feel like I'm a big sister too. So it's interesting. My sibling's 2 years younger than me, but I feel like I remember a rap. I think I'm trying to remember who did it, but I think it was Big T. But it's like I'm big sis. We're gonna listen to me. But no, but like the fact that you got a bunch of adolescents to vote for you, huge deal, huge deal.
Yeah.
If you get any particular vote or office from everybody in high school to do that job, hey, no, you
Yeah.
I don't
Look at my sister down there.
care what you said about that to show the progress, like you said, show the progression too.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just building blocks, you know what I'm saying? Like you can take,
Mm-hmm.
you can take it and apply however you please.
Yes. No, I feel you. Jordan Glaude said the biggest sister. So your sister is very proud of you. Very proud. Oh, how many siblings do you have?
I have three younger siblings.
Okay,
I
nice.
have my older sibling Kristen who went on to glory, as the old folks would say. But yeah, so I'm the oldest of my, wait, it is three of them. Yes, four of us total.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Jordan, we 10 years apart. And then Hayden. Hayden is the fan favorite. This is really Hayden's Instagram. They just wait around to see him. You know what I'm saying? And then Madison is the youngest. Her birthday is in a couple weeks, so I'm gonna be going back home to see them.
Well, that is so nice. Happy birthday to Madison. Happy birthday to Madison. Looking back, and then we're gonna jump a little bit forward to sort of. What do you feel was your secret to like managing people as a big sister? Because like you said, it's certain little things that start and then grow bigger and then get more blessed. If we borrow
Uh,
that.
I mean, I think it's really just kind of like spreading the work out. It's spreading the work out, being fair, and
Mm-hmm.
just got to get stuff done as a unit.
Yeah.
If you want to get there fast, go alone. But if you want to go farther, go in a group. So like, I think it was just that. It was just necessity. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to be, leading the way. So just
Mm-hmm.
kind of that.
I feel you. Did you
Yeah.
guys? My mom was an older sibling in her group and like the leader when they were younger. Did you have a chore little chore chart you came up with too?
No, it wasn't that deep. And plus, I'm also so much older than my siblings.
Ah,
So it was like me and Jordan 10-year gap, and then they're all kind of like stacked up and stuff like that. So that's why I think that they my children because I basically helped raise them and stuff like that. So it was
yeah.
just a little different. But as we gotten older, like we make a great team. You know what I'm saying? Me and Jordan used to cater together and
Oh,
stuff
nice.
like that.
Hmm.
So like I said, I think being a big sister informs being a director at the end of the day. I feel like you can tie it all together and just
No,
apply like little principles across the board.
I definitely see that, like being fair, delegation. When you mentioned the first person to support you in the arts, you definitely were talking about that particular teacher who said, "Look, I think you should go for this."
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Ramus, I call her the plug. She taught me what I knew first. I used to actually sneak into one of her classes because I couldn't afford it. And I was working a job up in Tuscaloosa over the summer, and I bought the book and I started showing up to the class. She was like, "If you're gonna show up to the class at 8 a.m. during the summer, like I'm
Mm,
not gonna tell you can't take it." And she was like, "We'll figure out how to get you some credit for it later." And so I was
mm,
her teaching assistant in a class later that I had already like taken once. And so
mm,
she had me like, filming the class, passing out stuff, like just helping with stuff. If she had
mm,
to take her kids to the doctor, she would like teach them about motivated camera movement, stuff like that, motivated lighting,
mm,
um, and then I would kind of teach the class. We set up some dolly,
mm,
and just like things like that. And then I just kind of slowly, like again, we're just shooting a bunch of stuff. We entered this thing called Campus Movie Fest, where it's like 25 different campuses across the country, and we
mm.
actually came out to LA once. And Alabama had actually won 2 years in a row. It was like a
Ooh.
national competition, and we won
Mm,
because like we had other great professionals like showing us stuff. And then
mm,
Dr. Ramus is the reason that Ava came down to that film festival
mm,
because she had worked with her back in the day. She like emailed her and was like,
mhm.
"Hey, would you come talk to my students one weekend when you're not prepping?" And she did. She came down.
Excellent.
And then me and her hit it off, and she ain't never been able to get rid of me.
I love that. I love it. Stick to it. Stick to it. All right. Grab the ankles. Grab the ankles. Not grab.
Yeah.
That might be illegal. It is. As a director, what is your process from like, what are the soup and nuts? What is your process from like, okay, you got the news, you're directing this episode, and then all the way up till okay, we're hitting cut.
Yeah, so I mean the first thing they'll send me the script whenever they get it to me. And personally, I'm gonna ask for all the scripts before mine because I want to know what's going on. So like I'll and if I can, I will read them in sequential order and then get to mine.
Mm-hmm.
It just helps me know, how to get my actors going. Sometimes I just like to be like, hey, you remember and a long time ago when they so and so had you fucked up, and then they be like, yeah, how did you know that? And it's because I read it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I need you to remember that. I need you to, because you got to remember, you got to remind actors where they're going, where they're coming from, and where they're going. But anyway, first of all, I just read my script. But if I can't, I read all of them in front of mine. I read mine. And then I just read it once just to absorb it, and then the next time I'm reading it just to kind of like figure out like what the episode is about. Who's kind of like running the episode, who's driving the boat, and kind of pinpoint anything that's going to be complicated, any stunts, anything that I just got to give like the most brain power to in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you do that, like when I get to a production, the first day you get there is your travel day. The second day you're already scouting. You're in a van, you're going to look at this place and that place. You do that for like a whole 10, 12 hours. And then you'll start having some meetings. You'll have your concept meeting. You'll have, your props meeting, your product, like you have all of these meetings as you scout over the next couple of days, and then you have all these other break off meetings, hair and makeup, and then you finish that off with the production meeting. Um, and actually the tech scout comes first, because then we have a big scout where we can kind of narrow stuff down. We go
Mm-hmm.
out there with the department heads and stuff, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm thinking for this scene, and they make their notes and their measurements and take their pictures and do what they got to do and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. And then we'll have a production meeting to kind of wrap it all up and be like, all right, this is what we said we was gonna do in the concept meeting. This is what we've done to get closer to production. And then we go out there and start shooting it. And shit is always changing. Shit is always fluctuating. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
think tech scouts are funny, because I go and I just feel like, okay, this is what I'm thinking, but everything is subject to change. But for the most part, they'll know that we really just tech scouting to see where we can stage equipment, where they can house extras and stuff like that. All the creative stuff fluctuates. Me personally, I'm not shot listing. I don't like that. My favorite part is once I get the script and I get time with my DP and my first AD, and we go
Mm-hmm.
through all the sets. We go through, all right, this scene, and we'll act it out. They'll walk it with me. I'll be like, all right, you stand over there. And it's just like us three. And then it's managed. Well, it don't matter how many people in the scene. We just be like, all right, these people are over here. They're doing this. And then, the AD is already thinking they already know background stuff, because I don't have to deal with that. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all the stuff that they be giving them that stuff, and they also just know what to do. So I don't have to worry about all that. But I even tell them at the tech scout, like, the actors are gonna come in here and have something totally different from what I had planned going, and it's probably gonna be brilliant, and we're gonna do it. So
Mm-hmm.
I reserve the right to change my mind or to be flexible. And then so once we get on the tech scout and we start shooting it, it's just up from there. And most television shoot days are like 7-8 days. Sometimes they can be more depending on, if you're doing a couple episodes at a time or something like that. But that's really the process. But like I said, back to shot listing, like, a couple of times earlier in my career, people tried to get me to shot list because it made them feel comfortable. But I hated it because I felt like it was a waste of time. I'm like, we already get the gist of the scene. The camera people, they work on every episode. They know, and they've been in these spaces, more than once, unless it's a new location. If you get a new location in your episode, that is great, because you literally starting with a clean slate. But otherwise, you got to rely on these people that's been in this, environment when you weren't even there, to give you some fresh eyes on it and give you some new angles and stuff like that. So I just don't worry myself with that. I'm like, they got better eyes than me. Like, I'm just an emotional girl. That's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
But I let people do their job. I trust people to do their job, and so that's a large part of my process too.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask questions. I'm not shy to ask a question. I don't care nothing about it. They'll say something. I stop them in the constant. I'm like, what does that mean? And they don't. Nobody is tripping. And if people are secretly tripping, I don't care, because I'm not in their head. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, I'm gonna ask a question if I don't know what's going on, because at the end of the day, it's people's job to help me figure out my job.
Hmm. I like that you finished that off with a sip of water. Yes.
You feel me?
Come through, liquefy. Come through,
You feel me?
unparchment.
We just
Yes. No,
gotta.
I like that, that you make no bones about asking questions, because definitely I agree that's how you grow, especially when you're coming into essentially maybe a new environment. Definitely thank you for sharing the steps, because I feel that, it's important to know how the sausage or the vegan sausage gets made.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, one of our community members, Chanel.Lauren, said, can't wait to be your first AD on a project. Been following your journey since 2018.
What's up? Thank you. I appreciate that. Wow, that is great. 2018? That feels like so long ago.
Okay, I hope you don't mind me reading this one. We have a Cam. Second, I'm trying to say your name. Uh, Kamar Rasire. If I'm mispronouncing it, please forgive me. They said, were you looking to direct any new projects? That kind of flows into our question. Is there any thing on your your vision board going into the new year, and what would be the best way to pitch to you?
Yeah, so I have an episode that I actually got a contract for yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm
Or
revisiting a show. Thank you, thank you. I'm revisiting a show. So that's just like what I have slated. But like I want to start, working on my own feature. I want to
ooh,
do a pilot. You know what I'm saying? I want to help be able to like create a new world,
mm,
from scratch, and I have to inherit that creative.
mhm.
And yeah, like those are my couple things. I mean, I'm definitely down to do some other shows. Like there's a couple shows that that I like, I'm interested in. There's a couple shows that I'm up for and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
don't want to jinx them. That's why I ain't telling you which ones I'm up
right,
for. But
right.
like,
The
you know
process.
what I'm saying? But like, I was upset that Swagger didn't get renewed because like I love that show. I
Mhm.
just watched the show called Shrinking, which I love. So like, I'm just open to
Mhm.
do
Mhm.
shows that I like. You know what I'm saying? And I have a history of being able to do shows that I'm a fan of, which I
Mhm.
love so much.
Yes,
Um,
yes, I feel that. I'm hoping to get no, I'm manifesting getting a seat in the writers' room on Bob's Burgers because oh my God, I love that show
yeah.
so much. Really, also, I want to be a voice on that show too. I don't know if I'm the new friend, so Haley isn't the only little black girl on the show.
Yeah. She need a cousin. That's hilarious.
Oh, I'm so sorry, I got excited. What'd you say?
I said, no, I said they can have a cousin.
Yes, yes. I'm trying to think. I could go for the name Brooke, because actually that's close to one of my besties' sister's name, like Brooke, or like like I'm Haley's older cousin, and like be the cute little nerd girl, like real
Yeah,
life.
maybe you should
Hmm.
use the power of social media. I
Okay.
actually got one of my jobs through social media,
Ooh,
actually.
do tell.
Yeah. I remember at one point in time I had tweeted, I had tweeted Katori. I was like, I need an episode of P Valley, woo woo woo. And when I finally met her, she told me, she said, yeah, so I don't really get on Twitter that much, but I got on Twitter and saw your tweet and kind of looked into who you
Mhm.
were. And then also your management had like just reached out and blah blah. And she was like, so I was like, yeah, let's meet. And then we met and we was like cousins. And then she gave me an episode of P Valley, which was dope.
Oh my
My
God.
faves.
I'm just so happy for you. I can burst. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I might do that. I might do that because I would love that. I got my character's name in mind too. Brooks, Flower. I don't know. I see my parents as hippies, kind of like
You gotta leverage the power of TikTok these days. So I'm not a TikToker. I just watch on TikTok. I don't post. I'm
mhm,
not doing all of that. Like I've been bad with social media lately just because I've
mhm,
been on some like, worrying about me, and I also been having a bunch of crazy family stuff going. So that's why y'all ain't
mhm,
seen me on the internet that much. But like,
mhm.
sometimes you just gotta take a step back.
That's true. That's true. I have to
But
one
if
day.
you're trying to leverage and get your
Mhm.
things, go to social media. But if you're trying to take a step back, don't bother.
Okay, you know what? I might because I was about to restart up my TikTok. But the fun fact, I was actually going to do it for so multidisciplinary artists. I would say writer first, writer producer person, and author and researcher. I love a good research. One thing I really appreciated about Miss Guerrero said about the paper that it was well researched. So that like touched my heart because like it's funny when I'm the type of creative like when I'm in it I'm like oh my God it's got to be perfect, it's got to do this, we got to have this needs to be over here,
Yeah,
this.
it's got to be right.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And
a lot of that goes to like the integrity of it.
yes, indeed, indeed. And it's you know what I do have to say, since we talked about high school, I am more grateful for my teachers who really made sure that they gave us like all the building blocks to do that. And I know like the high schools, especially dealing with, the pandemic and all that, like, they sometimes ask, well, what is the point of this? How am I going to use these life skills? Listen, you'll find a way that that life skill pops up somewhere. Algebra is recognizing patterns. So like even if you're not necessarily recognizing the patterns in numbers, you'll recognize the patterns elsewhere. Because I also taught preschool for a minute, and that was like the standards for the big kids are also standards for the littles, and it was recognizing the thing. And I'm like, what's that? That's music. That's music. Or even,
Interesting.
since you did catering, and that makes me like you even more. I always joke that I possibly would marry for food. I'm not sure it's entirely a joke. But listen, let me I said that, and then somebody gave me some food one time. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No longer have. I now don't have to buy dessert for at least like 4 months. I got some good stuff in the freezer.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah,
you running a racket, ain't it?
maybe, maybe. They're out here trying. They be me, but what was I about to say? I got excited about food. Let me let me recenter. But yeah, so I actually am slowly doing a series of different dolls and figurines of people I feel need to be recognized. I think Miss Glaude, you might be on that list now. I think too.
Uh-oh.
I started looking at him like I can find a Barbie that looks like that. I know I can.
Yeah. You're
And
gonna have to probably cut it off at the knees because I'm very short.
don't worry, hey, listen, I'm learning different things, but like yeah, no, I was gonna put that up on TikTok, but maybe you're right. Maybe I'll dress up like Haley's cousin, and I love the chaotic evil neutral good that is Louise. So like it's funny, she became friends with the little girl stalking her. There's some cool, little question
Yeah,
mark.
I don't follow it that much, so I only know like loosely like the main characters.
Okay, yeah, but Louise is like, it's funny. She's an incredible little sweetheart who just does, she is uh, the perfect little sibling. Like, she just does her own thing, but weirdly, she's also the leader amongst those three, too, if you like watch the dynamics from the show.
Yeah.
And I love who she is. Like, I feel like that's definitely vibes of me. So I don't know. I would want to be her friend, but it'd be funny to start off as a friend of me who actually then became friends, because that's how she ended up becoming a friend.
That's how girls are low key.
Like, I'm gonna kill you at the end. I'm gonna kill you at the end. Wait a minute, maybe not. Maybe not. Come here. Come here. Let me just. Oh goodness. But thank you for the advice. I definitely appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Maybe go for 2 for 1. Either dress up like the character or actually create a doll of the character I would voice in. So that's interesting. But speaking of animation, would you actually consider directing animation as well?
I never really thought about it. I mean, I'm not opposed to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Really. I mean, there are a couple things I'm opposed to, mainly just like trauma porn.
Yeah.
I'm not really into that. So,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be opposed. I don't know. I don't think I participate in too much animation nowadays, mostly because it's not like the realm in which I operate.
Okay.
For real, just because like a lot of times, me watching TV is not just watching TV. I'm doing research and development. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I'm studying.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just watching a lot of the stuff that like I operate in. But if there,
Mm-hmm.
ever is an opportunity, I'll do my studying then too. You know what I'm saying? I go watch some of the hits. But yeah, I'm not opposed.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, that's good to know. I actually I have something I want you to direct now, but sorry, my stuff. But no, thinking of the cartoon that came from Hair Love, the book with Matthew Cherry that
Hmm.
is now a cartoon on HBO, and I've seen different clips, and and I'm that once I get some more time because Uber takes a
Oh
minute.
yeah, I've only seen a couple. I think I watched the first episode when it came out, but then I
Mhm.
don't think I was in town, and I don't really watch TV when I'm out of town. I mostly watch TV when I'm at home.
Interesting. What's one way that you relax as this person who does this very intense job?
I sleep and I lay on my couch, and
Hmm.
I go out on my jet ski. I recently took up fishing because I hadn't been fishing in a while. But when I went home recently, I was with my sisters, and
Mhm.
they say the tug is the drug, and
Yeah.
they got me. So, I also been feeling kind of feisty, so it's nice to kind of fight with something and not have to go to jail about it. So
I
that's
love that.
cute. But yeah, I just be chilling. Like I be at my house, I take baths, I ignore everybody. Um, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I be at the crib.
Mm. Bath bomb or no bath bomb?
I'm not really too much of a bath bomb girl, just because
Mm-hmm.
like, why I gotta keep buying all of them things like that? Like, it's just kind of inconvenient sometimes. But like every now and then, if I'm feeling festive, maybe. I'm more of an Epsom salt kind of girl because I be hurting.
Speak about it. Yes.
Yeah, and plus I don't need all them colors and shit. That don't make me feel clean.
Oh.
I just got on colors. Plus, I always take a shower. Baths are interesting.
Mhm.
I take a shower. I rinse off, and then I take my bath, and then I take a shower.
Mm. No, I feel, hey, super clean, super clean. But I definitely feel that Epsom salt. Like back when I was hitting the gym more, now I use Uber as my gym. Actually, I figured out a way to, speaking of exercise, because I also remember on another interview you were talking about having all, congratulations on that Directors Guild of America card. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Good,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Definitely, taking care of that. I figured out how to work the chicken with the little chicken wing and a push up, and it's a tricep push up, and it's kind of like where you see people getting down and laying up. Love that. But back when I was like in the gym more,
Sounds horrible.
I definitely was rocking that Epsom salt because it just takes the ache out of the muscle. It's really really good. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
And I move around a lot, especially when I'm directing.
Hmm.
We shooting for 12 hours, and I'm hopping in and out of my chair,
Hmm.
running to talk to the actors,
Hmm.
stuff like that. And I always have to request a little chair, or they can just give me an Apple box with a cushion on it because the tall chairs are a pain for me as a short person to have to I have to climb in them, then I have to dismount and jump out, and all of that takes a toll.
I understand. I understand.
You
I'm
know.
about 5'5". Are we in the same category?
No, I'm a whole 5 inches shorter than you.
Oh, well,
5 inches and change.
listen. Tell them to give them the chair that you need. I am behind you.
Oh, they get it for me. That ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. One of my props masters was in here earlier.
Oh,
Doug. Oh yeah. So,
hmm.
they always hook me up.
Excellent, excellent. Do you get to pick the color of the chair too?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
They give me chair backs, which I got up there that I
oh,
hung up. Um,
love that. I love that. Yeah.
I have my little chair backs and stuff like that I keep, but
Mm,
they're all different. Some of them, like these two right here,
hmm.
not a meteorologist. I don't know where to wave my hand. Like right here, those are like bigger than like the other ones. But all different shows got different budgets and different styles. You
Mm,
know.
hmm. True, true. We had another question from the community.
Hmm.
S.K. Simmons said, "Are you interested in being a writer and slash showrunner? Would that be something that would go on the vision board?"
I need to practice my writing a little more. People enjoy when I write. I'm actually looking at a pilot episode and a little first
Hmm.
a outline and some first 10 pages of a feature. But I have writing trauma, so I don't like to do it. It's just when I was in sixth grade, or sixth or seventh grade, middle school. We were
Hmm.
told to write a scary story for Halloween. I wrote a scary story. The teacher gave everybody their story back and with a grade on it. And I was like, "Where's mine?" And she said, "The guidance counselor's office." And
What?
I was like, "You're lying." And so yeah, they sent me to the guidance counselor's office. They had hacked into my computer and found also these hate raps I wrote about my dad,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
my parents were going through some shit, and they violated my privacy and
Yeah.
shit like that, and then they persecuted me for all this other stuff. So I was like, writing down your feelings is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I stopped doing it, but I had such like high test scores and stuff in high school. They were like, well, if you don't do, like, we're gonna put you in AP, but the least we'll let you do is honors. So I got away with taking honors classes, but like, yeah, I just never really rocked with it. Lena put me in a writing class, and I did good in the writing class. People, like I said, they enjoy my writing. I don't enjoy the act of writing.
Mm, mm. What is it about the act of writing besides it? I'm so sorry you went through that, girl. Like that. Sometimes I
You
want to
know,
go
but
back.
they was just hating on me. They was just hating on me.
Oh my God, no! And the fact that they hacked your computer. Listen, like if we
I
had,
thought I should have got a plus plus. It
yes,
was so scary. You had to go snitch.
mm,
That's a sound like a winner to me.
that's what I'm thinking. Oh, you know what? The way to get back at that memory, just a thought of mine. If you feel it, that would. If you feel it, you feel it. If to actually produce that into like or direct that into like a horror movie, because like I'm angry for you.
I don't remember what that thing is, but on that same
Mhm.
token, I have decided that if when people wrong me, I am going to make media
Mhm.
in inspired by their poor actions so they can see themselves since they won't look in the mirror when I tell them to.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
Mm.
I also aim to use some of my art to relieve my traumas
Mm.
and tell different stories and kind of advocate for people in a way,
Mhm.
do stuff like that. So I mean, I think that's what my first feature will be about. It's like, here's all my childhood traumas and how I overcame them to be the resilient individual that I am today, and how you can too.
No, I think that sounds excellent. Um, question. I remember you said you don't like the act of writing. What about that particularly turns you off? Do you find that the actual action of it is a bit tedious, or is it something else?
Yeah, it's probably that. I'm not really into it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying. It's just not my thing, which is crazy because right when when AOL was popping and stuff back in the day and like that fan fiction world was
Yes.
jumping, I actually
Mm-hmm.
used to like write a bunch of that stuff. I never published it, but I would sit there and have pages of stuff like written. And again, once I had that little run in, it just kind of turned me off
Mm.
from doing that. And I just it's just not my thing for real. But I'm trying to get into it because people like you gotta be a multi hyphenate, you gotta do this, and the third. And I'm like, I ain't gotta do nothing if I'm not feeling it, because that's just very much how I am. Like, if
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. No, and that's just honestly real, and that is interesting because like a lot of I think young artists or a lot of folk now are saying like the exact opposite of that. Like, oh, you only could do this one thing. Oh, those you're doing too much. Da 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 da. You can't be a multi hyphenate, basically. So I need to slip over to where you're getting that information, and you can take my people if you like. But because like I realize my brain is happiest when I am working on more than one thing, even if it's two. But the way I decided to see it, at first I compared it to the multi-hyphenate or the multidisciplinary to the merry-go-round. But then after talking with somebody, I was like, wait a minute, it's a solar system. And I'm the sun and I'm the gravitational. Now, some assignments are
Mm,
going to be a little bit closer because of due dates and because of this. And that just makes sense,
yeah,
or maybe this one is paying a little bit more money and that just makes sense.
that's facts. That one's flying a little closer to the sun.
yes, very.
Yeah,
Oh, look, it's a water bill. Um, oh, look, car
that's
note.
crazy.
My car again. But thank you, Jesus, I have it. Amen. But but yeah, like it's like last night, for instance, I was determined to come home at like what was it? 2 a.m., 3 a.m. But then we got hit with a real big number. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So that kind of flew close to the sun. But at the same time, I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna be here. We're gonna set up. We're gonna have amazing interview. We're gonna do all the things. So that was my next planet. I don't know. I think Mars might be the closest planet to the sun. So that was my Mars real quick. But sometimes what's Mars is gonna end up changing.
I think it might be Mercury, but I don't know nothing about the solar system. Philly, are you in here? Y'all should ask Philly a question. I directed him. He's a phenomenal actor.
Oh, nice. Well,
He
thank you.
might he might have popped in and left out. I saw his name pop up right fast. He
Okay.
probably just clicked on my shining face and left us.
Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oops. Let me just pull her back in here. Hold on a second. There we go. And thank you, Timothy, as well. Yeah, I think I've seen both shows, and I think that would be very cool. So, new costumes in the new year. New costumes in the new year. Here we go. Okay, 1 second. Hopefully this. Oop. Okay. Sierra, if you can see this, I'm hitting the accept button. Let me do this. Okay, hold on. I just sent you an invite. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Cierra, something's happening where it's saying unable to join. Um, let me send you an invite again. So, or let me accept yours once more. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, thank God. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, I fucked that up for a second there trying to see.
Don't even
My,
worry.
my friend was up in there. LOL.
That is all right. But yeah, no, definitely. I like that we talk about, the life of the whole artist. A good Epsom salt, maybe not coloring oneself during a bath. No Crayola experience, depending on
Mhm.
preference. But Sia, you're hilarious. You were truly hilarious. I
Thank you.
thought too. I don't know if it's something you would want to do, but I definitely get that writing can, depending on where you're coming from, it can be tedious. I'd say it'd be interesting if you went back, grab that fan fiction, change a few names, and just utilize what you have.
Man, I don't know where that stuff is. I barely know how to save stuff now.
Uh,
Like I would definitely be like on to new things. Like I'm gonna get there. I spent time, getting my office together so I could like have a creative space to come like do
mhm.
stuff.
Uh-oh, we froze here. Um, okay. Uh, See, Eric, you froze, but hopefully this thing will fix itself back. You know, it's going to be interesting sometimes. Let's see. Okay. All right. See, I don't know if this is going to help or hurt. Hopefully. Hello, Ashley underscore battle. We're trying to figure out a little technical snafu. Okay. Let me see if I can do this. That'll work. Yeah. Okay. There
All
we
right.
go.
Yeah, this thing is hating on me so bad. But I gotta head out in a little bit. Let's do like some rapid fire questions.
Okay. Um, you've done so much, and I'm so proud, so excited.
Thank you.
What's one of your most poignant moments on Queen Sugar, The Shy, and P Valley?
Most poignant moment on Queen Sugar, probably my first day shooting. That
Mm-hmm.
was crazy as heck, and I had a lot of the stuff to do, like big scenes to do. And it was just crazy, to just be finally directing, and
Mm-hmm.
then the actors, they kind of made a big deal about it. Paul Garns and his wife sent me some flowers and stuff,
Oh,
so like it really felt like I have arrived.
mm-hmm.
And then which ones did you say? You said Queen Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
P
Actually,
Valley.
you can hit them as bullet point as you like. I'm gonna say Queen Sugar, The Shy, P Valley, Raising Kanan, because I think they might raise Kanan if I don't ask for that one, and then
Okay.
EMF.
Okay. Yeah. So P Valley was dope.
Mm-hmm.
Most poignant moment on that, probably shooting that opening scene. That shit was fire as hell. But honestly, maybe like meeting Nico for the first time. And the first time I met Nico, he was Uncle Clifford, and so like just seeing the everything that is Uncle Clifford, I was like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it. So like that was dope. And then just shooting that first scene because it was just like,
Mm-hmm.
took a lot of the core girls and stuff like that, and it was just dope. And
Mm-hmm.
then uh, what you said, Raising Kanan. Raising Kanan was cool because like Patina Miller, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. So I got to work with her. I got to work with Omar Epps. You know what I'm saying? And like a couple weeks after I rapped, he like wished me Merry Christmases or had something. I was like, wow, you're texting me. So that was cool. But it's just like he also talked to me about some of the stuff that asked me the stuff I was into, stuff I was working on, and really like showed an interest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and I just had like a bunch of like dope moments across like a bunch of different sets. BMF was cool. One moment that I love that had a lot to do with the crew is
Mm-hmm.
I had brought my dirt bike up there and the grips One of the grips, the main grip on the show, we had worked together on Selma, but I was a PA and I hadn't seen Chris Bird's song since Selma, so it was like a dope reunion. And then he's also a motorcycle guy, and so he took my dirt bike and put my new plastics on. His wife like made like a shooter sticker on the Cricut machine, and they changed it out and brought it to me while I was rehearsing one of the scenes. I just heard him cranking up a motorcycle, and I was like, "What? So it was just dope." My real favorite moment on BMF, I can't tell y'all about yet until the episode comes out because I'd be giving it away. But I got to work with one of my favorite musicians on that show, and it was so niche. And so when y'all see who it is, I'm obviously gonna make a post about it because I've been dying to. I've literally been waited a year. You know what I'm saying? So I was excited about that. So that was just a dope moment for me, like to meet one of your favorite, rapper is amazing.
Oh, by the way, your Mia Giovanni said P Valley family sending you love.
Oh, what's up, gang? Okay, I see a couple other folks in here. What's up, y'all? I'm bad at looking down at those things. I can't keep up with them because I'd be too busy running my mouth.
No, that's okay. That's don't worry. That's my job. That's my job.
Yeah, right.
People to do their different jobs and delegation. Another rapid fire question is as we slowly two. What makes you like the show enough to want to direct on it?
If I can like see parts of myself in them. Queen Sugar, Southern, slow vibe kind of family, matters kind of situation. Love that. 20s, young, gay, black in LA, chasing the dream, love that. P Valley, just hood shit, love that. You know what I'm saying? But it's also like P Valley also addresses a lot, like Queen Sugar. They address a lot of like issues and stuff like that. And so it's like being able to like say stuff and also just kind of make it normal and just put it in there and go about your business. And then what was we talking about, line?
So you talked about the Shy. The Shy. What was? Oh no, we the question was like, what makes you like a show enough to want to do it?
Oh yeah, so I don't necessarily get to do all of the shows I want to do because if that was the case, I would have got Pose and Insecure and stuff like that. But I mean, a lot of these shows, like my management knows, like these are the kind of things I'm into. But also with a lot of the shows, like I'm a Stars girly. I have a lot of shows on Stars, P Valley, Raising Kanan, Power Force, and something else I'm forgetting because I got something else on there. But like Lionsgate, Stars, they rock with me. And so like when they have other shows, I'm one of the first people they'll look at. And as long as I like it, like I'll get to like anything, for the most part. So like it could be like a new show, Disney crossover came to me. It was a new situation. I got to do the finale. So I don't necessarily have to know it too much to get into it. I never watched Riverdale before I did an episode of Riverdale. And I told them that. I was just like, I've never watched this, but like like I told you before, read all the episodes and stuff like that. But yeah, I just
And this is the last question. I tend to leave off with this one. What do you want to be your artistic legacy?
I don't really know to answer that question because like I don't think I worry about it. I feel like sometimes the people get too caught up on like the accolades or like how your name is going to be written in the history books. Like you'll probably drive yourself crazy. I ain't got time for that. I think my legacy is my people and and not even just like my blood, like my sisters and them or whatever, my cousins, my niece. It's like my niece I just got a new niece the other day. I got to put a plug on that. But it's like, like even I have a friend of mine, Kendra. She's from Alabama. She's out here. She does PA stuff for me. She waters my plants and stuff while I'm out shooting different shows. Like in my opinion, she's part of my legacy. You know what I'm saying? Because she gets to see me, another young gay black girl, doing her thing out here, and I get to take her around and do stuff or like hell, she be doing stuff with another friend of mine, Malachi, who's a dope, a dope lady out here, like, just, you know, doing shit. She's got a foundation called like Made in Her Image. So like Malachi is like, she's got like a foundation for her stuff. I just kind of haven't got there yet, and it's like I hope to get there, but sometimes my like be out the way vibe kind of be getting in, in the way of that. But I talk to my team often. I'm like, and part of me getting all my office and stuff together so I can sit here and do stuff like this, or like record some little things and feel like I can give back to the community. But like at large, I don't really like worry myself about my legacy, quote unquote, because also it's like, especially when you have people like Ava and Lena and stuff, and like, that's they come above you and stuff like that, or like that you come up under. Yeah, you can hold yourself to like a really high standard. And it's like I do in my own personal way, but I'm not like I have to be the next Ava DuVernay or this isn't gonna mean anything. I'm like, I am special hello shooter over here doing my little thing, riding my jet skis, and just creating my own lane. Like my grandma say, hold it in the road. So I'm just trying to hold it in the road. Like Ava say, it's no traffic when you in your own lane.
Ooh.
And that's just kind of, that's just kind of where I'm at with it. So like, yeah. Plus, after the people that you love all wind up dying off, like nobody's gonna remember you no way. So like, I ain't tripping. But I think, it is just the people that I help, the people that I come across, like people that I work with, I could say are my legacy. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people be like, yo, like, we really enjoyed you being on set and blah, blah. And it's like, I left them with a feeling. I left them feeling like, okay, like we love this director because she made us feel so included. She made us feel so warm. She had all these jokes and these like, hard moments where we just wanted to quit, and she made light of it or levity. And you know what I'm saying? Like I just bring the vibe. And so it's like all those people that I work with are my legacy too, because they remember me.
Yeah.
They might take some of that with them going forward. You know what I'm saying? So just try not to put too much pressure on myself, because again, when you come up in and around all these people that I've come up under and stuff like that, like the bar is really, really high. And so I better have some ups, or I can just know that like, I'm meant to be where I'm supposed to be. And my cousin LB also told me something a long time ago that was so powerful. He said, if you really love somebody, you don't put them on a pedestal, because when you put them on a pedestal, you give them the opportunity to endanger themselves, because what is somebody on a pedestal doing? They're up higher than you. And if you're higher somewhere, they can fall. Oh. And that can hurt either one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you remove that pedestal and have the confidence to see people eye to eye, you don't have to endanger them. So shout out to LB. He taught me that.
Shout out to LB. Yeah. I love that. Some of these need to be on some shirts too. I was thinking about that.
For sure.
Hold it in the road. I love that one. That one specifically, I would wear as a hat.
That's just what you tell people when you on their way, or you on your way, whatever the case. And my grandma say, hold it in the road, baby.
I love that.
But don't crash out.
Wait, what was that last one?
Just don't crash out.
Oh, don't crash out.
I think that's the new translation for this new generation. Don't, that's they be like, don't crash out. But my grandma generation is hold it in the road.
I love that. I'm gonna have to say, listen, this came from Cierra Glaude's grandmother.
Barbara Jean.
Yes. You said Barbara Jean?
Barbara Jean.
Whoa, okay, I gotta tell you, that is so connective tissue. The Occidents, again, Anna Maria, coincidence by God. My mother's name is Barbara, and one of my great aunts' name was Lord, come on, Rory. At least one of her, like, my mother's family is Southern. North Carolina, Bertie County, Lewiston and Bertie County in particular, the Cherry Branches and some other ones. But Aunt Jean is actually was my grandmother's name, and my mom said either I look like her or have her vibe. So hilarious. That is quite interesting. They say that generation, there's a lot of genes out there. They love throwing that gene on something. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's how why the Cabbage Patch people have like, even though they came from one woman and got a little snatched, but that's why they have two names because it's supposed to be like some Southern babies. So yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. But Cierra, Glaude, Shooter,
Yeah.
he who rides the motorcycles, which I think is cool. I rode one time. It was exciting but scary. I kind of want to try it again. I also want to try even though, even as I get older, I want to learn some ninja skills and end up learning parkour too. So
I'm screaming. All right, now be careful with that.
I will. I'm thinking of like, the Black Panther suit, right? That could take impact and then throw it back. I figure like somebody's working on that, right? So I figure if I get that, it'll.
Man, we hope.
Yeah, but they got the Iron Man suit down, so Black Panther suit can't be too far behind. But I figure if it could take impact, that could be protective. I know maybe it's not
I
exactly,
buy
huh?
it. I buy
Thank you, I appreciate that.
it.
I'm actually, once I finish some of my other planets that are a little bit closer, I will be writing. The goal is to, like you said, give myself room to be flexible, writing this paper about a particular invention that could be extremely useful and deals with biofeedback. And I'm also a science fiction writer. Don't know if you could tell.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah. But I think
That's
it's
what's
gonna be,
up.
huh? Thank you.
I
I
said,
appreciate.
that's what's up.
Thank you. And again, thank you for that advice on TikTok. I'm gonna get myself a little beanie and just like be Haley's, cause Haley, this is an interesting town.
You
Things are.
gotta, yeah, you just gotta treat it like a production.
Yes, yes, okay. Oh, I definitely have a good example for that. For one of the actresses I interviewed on here, her stuff is amazing. And like, if you end up looking at the previous episodes of the show Artist Live, you'll end up finding her. She's incredible, so
Oh,
incredible.
sweet.
Actually, there's been a couple. I've definitely been blessed with my guests, including present company, but
Thank you.
it's here. I'm not gonna cry today or right now, but so happy for you to be able to do all the things that you're doing, and
Thank
just who you're inspiring, just being kind to people, because my Andrew said people remember how you treated them,
you.
so
Yeah.
I love that you were doing that, and you were like, you're holding it in the middle of the road, so thank you. And you're funny, you were hilarious. I love you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This was only light work. Maybe next time I'll be a little more because I've been moving stuff all day today. But we'll be around. Like I said, I hope to have some things that I can share with folks soon, and
Mhm.
talking with the team about having like some more engagements,
Mhm.
as I'm gonna call them.
Okay. Wait, are those interviews or directing work? I was excited and then I got lost.
It's sometimes it's a little bit of both. Some of it is content, some of it is just like it might be an event.
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking of some new things. So
Well,
be on the lookout.
okay, I definitely,
Follow.
I'm following you, and I'm just, like I said, very excited about all that you were doing. We'll shout your name from the rooftop. Did you hear about? I am good for that. Believe me. We could be in the bottom of the ocean. Did you hear about Sierra Glaude Shooter?
Listen, I sure appreciate that.
Yes, yes. But whenever you drop something new, I'll try to keep up with it. I might, reach back out. If you want to reach out to me, I'd love.
Yeah, I have a couple things I got coming up next for you. I got Raising Kanan episode dropping like the first week of January.
Okay.
And then my BMF episode comes out. It might be March or it might be April, depending on how early in March they release it. Cause I'm episode I think 4,
Oh,
in BMF. Yeah, so episode 6 in Raising Kanan. I think it's episode 6. We'll find out together.
okay.
Um, I have so many. I just get them confused sometimes. You
Yes.
feel me? So, yeah, but I still got a couple things in the pipeline. Most recently, I had my Power Force episode come out. So if y'all haven't watched that, go watch it.
Yes.
The season finale on that was great. Hell, I'm ready for them to start shooting so I can see what's going on next. So, yeah, some stuff to keep y'all busy in the meantime.
Okay, I love it. I love it. So, yes, either A or B, but I'll definitely be in touch. We have to have you back on the show. I definitely will reach out. I'm one of those people. I will show up to ask. Like,
Right. Yeah. Listen, I think somebody had asked the question earlier, like, how do you pitch to me? You get in contact with my people, go on my website, because that's why I pay them.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I'm looking forward to the time when I'm able to garner a personal assistant. So I know that's definitely.
Listen, highly recommend. It was my first hire. You know, it just because I always say something. I ain't shit when it comes to responding to do. I'm not. So yeah,
Okay, awesome, awesome.
systems are in place.
hmm?
I said systems are in place.
Nice. No, that makes sense. Cierra, I hope you don't mind. I might sit, but I was serious about it. I think I'm going to add you to the list of this is going to be a years long project, but I definitely want to add you to the list of the different dolls I'm making who are people that you said you good?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Oh no. It's the interesting
I'd
thing.
be honored.
I am so sorry. Say that one more time.
I said I'd be honored.
Oh, good. I'm so happy. If we do this right, Cierra, this will be in the Black Smithsonian. That is part of my goal for that.
All
So,
right,
yeah.
then.
Working
Hey,
on.
listen. You gotta have a vision. You gotta know where you're going.
Yeah, actually, I should be writing them within a couple of months because, like, everything needs money. So, you write for.
Right. Yeah. That's
And
right.
yeah, and I won a particular grant doing writing for my graphic novel. So
That's
yeah.
cool. You going with your bad self.
Hey, thank you. That means.
Okay, especially if you're out here winning things. Hey, but a lot of times the hardest part is just doing it and showing it and sharing it,
Mm,
you know.
yeah.
So at least you're doing it. Listen, you're doing more than a lot of folks.
Huh. Sometimes I forget that, and I have to remember that. That's part of my gift to myself and my on my first 40. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh! I do have to read this to you before I let you go. So Timothy, who's an incredible artist, you got to see. He's done Janelle Monáe's portrait and some other, and he's done mine for my birthday. I felt quite honored,
Oh,
but.
sweet.
Timothy Nolan said, I might do a Funko Cierra one day. Tim, that would be out of sight.
Oh,
Please.
that's like the little doll. I think I got one of them up there. Hey, but I only have one.
Yes. No, well, hey, Tim is saying you might have two. So, yeah, that's brilliant, Timothy. Do that. Um, but Cierra, thank you so much for being here on the show. I appreciate
Yeah, for
um,
sure.
Thank you. And we will be seeing you again because, it's going to get, I'm starting to, I learned sometimes you got to slow those planets down. You got to out of plane that a little bit because my brain we need to make a diorama of P Valley, particularly per episode. I'm like, wait a minute. Yes. And
Right.
we can go into that a little bit later. Let's finish the book we're writing on and the Christmas script. Let's do that. That's,
Okay.
yeah. But thank you to my audience who came, those who stayed. Thank you so much for your support and just coming to this incredible episode with another awesome guest. And as I say at the end of every episode, thank you very much and love, peace, and flashbang. Thank you.
All right. For sure, tools.
Thank you. So I like that one too. Adios. Okay. Oops.